Today's the day, boys. Today's the day. 10.2 goes live today. The Emerald Wet Dream will spread it apart and we will enter. And I can't wait. Now, I know we've been talking a lot about the expansion and everything else, and we're going to get back into that a little bit here towards the end of this news segment. But I did want to, reiterate, today is the day that 10.2.5 goes live. Sorry, 10.2 goes live. And what does that mean again? Well, it really means we get the Emerald Dream new zone opening. That's what it says right here. We got our new faction and rewards, so you can start digging into your renown and all that shit today when the Emerald Dream opens up. The new dragon riding updates are also going live today. And, you'll do the quest line where everyone will get this new Dreaming Emerald Drake, whatever the hell it's called. New character customizations, of course, for Blood Elves and Druids. This is the Druid patch. So Druids are going to have a lot to do today. They're going to have fun, that's for sure. And the new public events like the Super Bloom and stuff, I want to get in there. I want to do that stuff with you guys. Have a good time doing some open world content. We all know open world content's going to become a bigger deal going forward in the next expansion, which I'm very excited about. That's everything that's happening this week. Next week is when the real deal starts. The new raid will open. Yes, the Amir Drasil's Dream Hope raid. We get the new season starting with all of the, the new Mythic rotation, Mythic Plus rotation, and all that stuff happening. New class tier sets. The Death Knight tier set's fucking amazing. And all the other ones look pretty good too. And then the new PvP brawl system. Battleground Blitz. Yeah, it's going to be a blitz, all right. Blitz your tits off. I'm excited for this patch. I think it's going to be a good time. I think the stuff that's coming is going to be nice. We already know that we're not getting a 10.3, so this is the last big patch cadence that we're getting here. We do know that we're getting a Season 4. Blizzard confirmed that at BlizzCon. We're going to get a full, faded rating season with another Mythic Plus rotation, another PvP rotation, all that stuff. Your boy Sam predicted that a while ago, so that shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who's a regular around here. But we are going to get all that. This is the last, big new zone for Dragonflight. This is essentially, the final show, the crescendo, the voila. I don't even know. That's not French. That's just a fucking made-up word I just said. But hey, that's what's going to happen. So be excited. Be ready. Dreams Hope. Also, Twitch drops start today, so you can get the little llama play. So that's also exciting. If you have a Mythic Key, if you do your Mythic Key, right, you're going to have, when reset hits, what's going to happen to your Mythic Key after you do it next week? Well, it's going to reset 11 spots down. So however high you push your key, it's going to be minus 11. So say you have a 15 and you don't time it, it would normally drop to a 14. This time it'll drop to a 13. This time it'll, not to a 13. This time it'll drop to a 14 and then minus 11 from there. So it's going to give you a 3. So, I'm saying that's how it's going to work. If you do have a 15 and you time it, say you were supposed to, normally it would go, if you had timed the 15, it would go up, it's going to drop 11 from there. So there you go. It's 11 minus whatever it was going to be the next. So you're going to want to try to push your key maybe as high as you can this week to see how that goes. Okay, enough about, current WoW and all that. Let's get back into some expansion talk. Because we didn't only get the announcement of a single expansion at BlizzCon. We got some big boy shit. We got 3 expansions. We got essentially what is going to be the Infinity Saga for World of Warcraft. I still imagine it's called, the World Soul Saga. They very much pulled a little slip out of Marvel's handbook in terms of how to announce things and build up hype. I still think we're going to get some crazy Avengers Endgame-esque final scene where you have all of the heroes of Azeroth, Horde and Alliance combined. Like I said, all of the greatest, of all-time heroes, all the GOATs, all lined up with Anduin holding his sword out. You could have everybody from Prophet Villain to Bolvar to all the, all Sylvanas and all the Windrunner sisters all lined up too. Just imagine everybody that you've ever known all in one scene getting ready to do what they got to do, and that's take out, I guess, a Titan at the end. But let's talk a little bit about this stuff, because there was a lot revealed, and we know the next one we're getting is the War Within. This one is kind of, an intro. That's why the cinematic wasn't too action-packed. It was somewhat emotional, but emotional in a cool way. I thought the cinematic was amazing, personally. I know people are crying about, Anduin's a bitch, but here's the thing. Anduin ain't bitching about the fact that his dad didn't buy him a Lamborghini. All right? What's up, Sully? Anduin is emotional in dealing with the shit that he went through. All right, the guy's been through a lot in his life. He's essentially, this war-torn kid who has never seen peace in his life. And he's manning up. We witnessed not an emotional breakdown in that cinematic or a crying Anduin baby. We witnessed a man becoming a man, right? A boy becoming a man, essentially. Someone who's dealing with their emotions, getting through it, manning up and saying, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it, this world needs me. I'm going to become the leader they need me to be. I thought it was a great cinematic. Again, not an action-packed one because this is a 3-part series. We're going to start to see the action in the parts that come later on. So, check it, fuck it, yeah. So we're excited. I'm excited, personally. The first part of this, series is the journey into the depths. We know we're going to Kaz Algar, learn about the Titan-forged earthen, all that stuff. Start your adventure in the Isle of Dorn. Yes, we're going to go down, deal with Aj-Kahet and all of the Nerubians and everything that's going on down there, and start to reveal the plans of Zalatesh, who got a beautiful new model. It's real hot looking, I'm not going to lie. But what happens after that? Because we did get 2 other expansions announced, and I'm interested to delve a little bit deeper into those. So the next one after is known as World of Warcraft Midnight. Okay, now this one was described as being very Void-esque. All right, we're going to delve deep into the Void here. This chapter is entirely Void-themed, and with the forces of the Void invading Azeroth to attempt to plunge the light out of the Sunwell, we help unify elven tribes and stand with the light. Now again, I said this yesterday. I really feel like Metzen kind of went back to the roots of WoW. And by the roots, I mean no more of this morally gray, weird shit where everyone's bad and everyone's good and you don't know who's doing what. No. He went back to a very much the light is good, the shadow is bad, dynamic. Which I think is the best way to tell a story in WoW. I don't think this complicated, weird shit, 5D chess, I'm going to fart in your face and point it at somebody else kind of weird shit going on. I don't like that stuff in WoW. I don't think it goes well. It might work well for a Netflix series or something, but in terms of like an MMORPG, where I want to pick up a sword and shield and go to battle for something great, I think it's better when you got a very, hard line in the sand of whose side you're on, who you're fighting against. That makes more sense to me. Like back when Gul'dan was the bad guy, he was the bad guy. There was nothing morally, gray about him. He was a fucked up guy who killed my King Varian Rin, and I wanted to avenge his death, so I was motivated to play the game and go fight him. That's what I want to see, and I think that's the direction Chris Metzen's taken us in again. Now, a little bit more about this. This is the expansion where we're going to get what I've been asking for a long time, a Silvermoon revamp. I really see us, and I talked about this a while back, that they should make Silvermoon a hub city for an expansion or something, because there are elves on both sides now with the Void Elves and everything else that really deal with the fact that Silvermoon is their home. Silvermoon is the home to both the Alliance and the Horde now. People on both sides call that place home. They see it as home. So I always said that if they ever revamp Silvermoon, I hope they make it a hub city for an expansion. Bam. There it is. World of Warcraft Midnight will give us the beginnings. We're already seeing some of it. But the first true revamp of a couple zones up there, I see them doing a whole, revamp of a lot of areas up there. And this is the very first things that we're going to see in terms of revamping. The delves that were announced are part of the revamp system. The delves are the things that are going to give us reasons to go to these zones and go do things, go to these newly revamped zones and go do things. Because what's the point of revamping a zone if you're not going to have a reason to go there? So these delves are going to be there. We're going to have new storylines, new quest lines, and again, a fully revamped, flyable Silvermoon. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. So after we've gotten all this and we've united the elves and pushed back against the Void, what are we dealing with? Well, we're dealing with the Last Titan. Now this one Chris Metzen described as an expansion with a return to Northrend. Yes, that's right. We get a return to Northrend, and obviously, which means probably a revamp of Northrend. In this expansion, we will also return to Ulduar and witness the return of the Titans to Azeroth. We will cover a vast conspiracy. We will uncover, I think what they meant to say, a vast conspiracy which will stretch throughout the history of the world. It will challenge everything you think you know. The Titans and the intentions and the true nature of Azeroth itself. We're finally going to figure out, I think, what Azeroth's world soul really is, what's going on. Why is Azeroth so important to the Void, to the Shadow, to the Light, to the Titans, to everything? We're finally going to start to unravel that stuff and really figure out what's going on here. I wonder if Eridikron is still going to be alive at this point. It's interesting because this has been his plan all along, is to bait the Titans out, and it seems like the Titans don't really get baited out until this third expansion here. So I don't know if Iridikron's going to still be out, or maybe he's a pawn in Zalatesh's plan and he's going to be long gone by then. But either way, this is the expansion where I think we're going to have that Avengers moment where all the greatest heroes of Azeroth come together and you finally see, you know, that crescendo, that big moment where we go on and we fight a Titan, and it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I think this is gonna be, you know, a really cool story, a very straightforward story, a good versus evil story, and a story with an amazing ending that we're gonna be excited to see the finish to. So I think all the announcements were really, you know, a lot of it looked really good. It's promising. Now they just gotta deliver.